What's up, you nerds? Welcome back to the Hangar Bay. How you guys doing today?
What's up?
So good.
Don't sound too excited.
Pretty good.
Hello.
Oh, God. Like a Morgan here.
I can't be excited after what I saw.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Talking about, come on.
Coming down
This
from extreme high, thank you.
is good stuff. This is really good stuff. I'm really excited to talk about this. So, as you may know, tonight we are getting the fans' opinions about the Galactic Starcuiser. Now, this is a small sample. We only have 8 people. We're probably all broke anyway, but
We're all toxic.
I put a poll in the chat. I put it up just a second ago, but if the Star Crew is only 500 a night, would you stay? I'm getting some yeses in the chat. So I just wanted to kind of start out with that and be like, okay, there's definitely an audience for it. Is the price just the issue? But today we're going to be looking at all of the different aspects of the Starcuiser, whether we like it or not. But there is some ground rules. Okay. We have some ground rules. Number 1, no personal attacks on the creators who are filming the stuff unless they've earned the smoke. There's one of which who has. Don't fight each other. What? Oh, I didn't read through this fully. Don't fight each other unless they've earned the smoke. I don't care about that. We can totally fight. 3, criticism should be directed at Disney and not the cast members because they are out there doing whatever they can just to try to make the guests have a good time. Snark, but don't hate. We're gonna get rid of number 4. We're getting rid of number 4. Okay, is that fair?
I'll destroy you all.
Okay.
Any previous criticisms I've had anyways have been directed towards Disney, so there won't be an issue.
Yeah, that's fair. And I want to say what's up to the chat really quick. Hello, everybody. Good to see you in the chat. Glad to have you here. Thanks for joining us on this wonderful Sunday evening. Excuse me. So
hey,
first
Pablo.
Pablo.
we got Pablo Hidalgo's in the chat, everybody. Maybe first thoughts before, and we don't have to go into big depth about it, but just give us like a brief rundown. We'll go around. What do you guys think of the Starcuiser so far? Charlie, why don't you start us off? I said brief.
Brief. Nothing good to say about something, then don't say it all. That being said, if I were to add my 2 cents, it looks like it should be made of plastic, and I would not spend a paper dollar on it.
Okay. All right, that's fair. Lainey, what are you thinking?
I mean, yeah, my main issue is with the price of it all. Not even just the price to stay there, but like the whole thing we were discussing about like the dress code and stuff. For $150, you could have your Halloween costume for the next however many years. Yeah, that's like my main thing is the price for me. Just I can't justify going for 2 days to something for close to $6,000.
Yeah, somewhere in between 3 and 6. We don't really know, but I mean that fluctuates with park time. That fluctuates with all kinds of different things. Strike, how are you feeling?
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan. I don't like the sequel, so that's like the first part where I'm like sort of like, okay, I'll give it a chance. But like all sorts of things that I've seen in there, they all look kind of just not really well done. Like even if the general idea was cool, so. I don't know. I just feel like there were a lot of missed opportunities, and yeah, not a fan.
Okay. All right, Ladaj, what are you thinking, buddy?
Also not a fan. I think there, like Strike said, a lot of just missed opportunities. I think they could have done it a lot better. And for that price point, I've been to a couple of the resorts at Disney before, and I'd rather spend money on those places than at that hotel.
Okay. See, we're 50% through the panel, and everybody is like, look, the problem is the money. Okay. The problem is the money. I mean, yeah, we're going to get more into what's going on with the Star Wars aspect of it, but the money seems to be a driving factor for sure. Maria, what are you thinking?
So I think for hardcore fans, it's a double negative, 2 thumbs down. I think for new fans and anyone that likes live action RP, and we'll talk about that, live action RP events like over a weekend, it's probably a thumbs up for them. Yeah, so that's where I'm at.
Really quick, I will sidebar. What do you designate as like a hardcore fan?
You know,
Somebody
the
who likes
folks,
the original trilogy, or
somebody that's kind of grown up with the original trilogy that has
I gotcha.
some meaning attached to the hardcore. You know, that there's special meaning for them in either the OT or the PT, right? So that's kind of what I label as a hardcore fan.
Basically, that guy, her, that guy,
All of us.
If Star Wars means something
you,
to
Strike.
you, it's not for you. It's just not for you. All right, Jedi, what do you think, buddy?
I agree with everybody else about the price, and it looks like they still, even for as much as they're charging, they cut a lot of corners, and it feels like that they took a lot of ideas that they were going to put in Galaxy's Edge and put it behind this $6,000 or $3,000 between $6,000 paywall.
Yeah.
So that's my problem with it, and I'm not a big sequel trilogy fan really at all. So just stuck in this small era between Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker. I'll never understand that. So
I gotcha. All right, T-Money.
What a piece of junk. I'm kidding. Nah, I mean, my name's T Money, but I don't got that type of money. So. And if I did, I would definitely invest it in something else that I would actually have fun with.
Like my future.
Yeah.
You know how many Corbin sabers you could buy from
Priceless.
that?
Literally,
Oh
though,
my God,
I can
dude.
become like General Grievous with that.
Yeah, literally. A nice addition to my holy. Okay, I have the
Yeah.
full collection.
Dude, you could buy a full-size General Grievous. No joke, for
Yes.
$6,000, you could buy a full-size General Grievous.
I
That
got
can
my
walk.
Vader helmet. I need a Vader suit.
I would have more
Yeah.
more fun with that than
Yeah.
Hozo.
and if you want a Star Wars experience for a lot less, go to Celebration. I mean, you're surrounded by hardcore fans. You get to meet your idols, the actors. I mean, you have to stand in a lot of lines for different things, but you strike up a conversation with complete strangers because you're all there because you love the same thing. And I mean, that's not cheap either to go. Especially if you're fly across the country, but it's a lot cheaper than $4,000 to $6,000 to go. That's
Well,
for
and
sure.
people
right?
would say, but hey, that's only once a year. Well, how many times are you going to drop $6,000 on a Star Wars experience anyway? Once every 5, which is something else
Once a
that we're
month.
going to talk about.
Yeah.
But I guess I'll share my opinion. I watched it and I just
What the hell is even that?
it's just I didn't understand it. I didn't
That was
understand.
my what I said verbatim when that lady walked out with the
The blue face.
the blue
Oh,
the blue makeup.
Braun Karen.
Mhm.
I was
So
Yeah,
I had seen people post that and I thought it was a meme. And I thought people were just over exaggerating it. And then I saw the video and I was like, oh no, that's for real.
That's real.
That's
Yeah,
for real.
I had no idea.
Well, I feel like what Jedi was saying too about them cutting corners is absolutely true because I feel like Galaxy's Edge and even the whole Avengers campus thing took longer to actually put out there than this seemed to take. And that's my biggest concern is sure, they're trying to make it look all fancy and stuff for, the public and for media and stuff, but I want to I can't experience it for myself, one, because it's way too expensive, but I feel like even if I did, it's just going to look cheap and it's not worth that price.
yeah.
Mm.
And then the other thing is that they're trying to insert it into story material where they're
No, don't
Han
get
and
me started.
Leia.
No,
Good.
no, no.
Yeah,
no,
they
no,
had a
no.
honeymoon there. You guys need to go because Han was
So
Yeah.
this is one of my biggest beefs right now is that I mean, stuff happens in EU and it's going to get rewritten and other things are going to
Yeah.
happen. I was a fool to think that book was ever going to be how Han and Leia actually did what they did, right? Okay. So the courtship of Princess Leia was out of this world ridiculous. But having said that, they're just taking stuff and adding it in to make the Halcyon look cooler without
Yeah.
thinking about anything else. They're like, what? Who's been on here? I don't know. God, who's famous in Star Wars? Han Solo's been here. And Anakin and Padme, they were here too. Like,
Yeah.
what? When? And they're like, well, did you buy the comic book?
Not my universe.
Hey, Revan and Bastilla were all also on that thing.
Yeah,
Any
they
Star
were
Wars
there.
couple, they were there. Like, I swear. Like,
It's
Any
where
Star Wars
it's-
couple, just
Any.
It's where the dyad started.
No, no, please, God, no.
That was the moment
That's gonna be
Ladash
the
got
suite.
kicked off the panel.
that's gonna be the suite as the dyad suite. All right.
Is the
No.
captain supposed to be like the same alien race as you know,
The George
George?
Lucas character.
Yeah,
yeah.
that,
Yes.
Pentaryn.
Yeah.
What a
that's
nice
what I
We're-
thought.
It
We're
sounds
gonna-
to me
Go
like
ahead, go
they're
ahead.
just it just sounds to me like they're doing anything they can to add Star Wars elements in it because it just doesn't feel like Star Wars. It just doesn't feel like you want it to. It doesn't feel like that true like that personal experience for you in any way. It doesn't I could never I can never put that with Star Wars in the same context because it just doesn't feel like that. It just feels so forced.
Well, yeah, and also one of the things I noticed was that they essentially just it feels very much like they just got like all the loose aspects of Galaxy's Edge and put it into the chip. Like Chewbacca looks just as trashy as the one from Galaxy's Edge.
Oh
The
yeah,
First
we're
Order
gonna talk about him.
Stormtroopers,
Mhm.
the same ones from Galaxy's Edge. Hondo, the same from Galaxy's Edge.
Mhm.
Do I need to continue? Like,
Is that their lightsaber training?
Whoa,
Yeah.
what?
So
Yeah.
let's
That
talk about the
thing was the
lightsaber
worst.
training. So I wanted to talk about this
I have not
because
seen
I
this.
thought it was just that you had a lightsaber and you tried to block it. But did you guys see the full portion of this where the person behind you stands with the light shield?
Hang on.
no. Really?
Yes. So there are these light shields that you pull off from the wall, and then you stand behind the person in front of you trying to stop the bolt, and you have a little light shield, and you try to stop the bolt with your light shield.
You gotta be kidding me.
Lame. It's
This
so
is
lame.
sad.
The
Yeah,
saber's
Just
not even
should have
right.
done so much more.
Don't touch it, Charlie. Don't touch it. You'll get
No,
mad.
Charlie, don't even
You get-
start with
I'll
forms.
get
that-
mad. Yeah, just
Yeah, no,
Nope.
just don't.
And so
But-
far as I know, the saber that they're holding here is the, it's probably not the same format. I think they use something different because the saber blade length is like criminally short on these
It's a
things.
Yeah.
That's what I was
Shoto.
gonna say.
It's essentially
super
Shoto
weird.
blade.
But then the
But
hilt
I
looks
think they're
super
holding
long.
the exclusive saber that you can buy on the Halcyon, right?
If that's
Okay,
the
Yeah,
exclusive
for
saber,
like
I don't want it.
$300
Yeah,
probably.
literally.
Would this not be a 10-minute wait experience in Galaxy's Edge? Should this not be like a 10-minute wait experience and you take your little kid to try it?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
For sure.
This is something I could see like little kids having fun with.
yeah,
like-
it's different.
You
But
know
just-
what I would, as a little kid, would have fun with if they would have given me a lightsaber and some guy just started shooting at me with a Nerf gun. That would have been
Yeah.
fun.
That would have been
Yeah.
great. Like,
That's what I said. Somebody
I
take a
almost-
Nerf gun and shoot some glow-in-the-dark bolts at me and
I
try to get me to
almost-
stop it.
Give me
I
some
almost
laser
feel like
tag.
they
in
should
here.
Don't
do
leave
it.
them in.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I almost feel like they should do it similar to how you go and play laser tag. Like you get put in this
Yeah.
giant arena.
Oh,
That would have been
You get
so
put
awesome.
into a giant
That'd be
arena
sick.
and you just go like crazy. You go nuts.
Yeah.
That would be so much more like that would be so
Yeah.
worth it.
Or-
But then you get
Have-
this.
Have you guys ever been to Universal? Because they have the wands and you're able to do like different stations.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean something with that. Like I, feel
I
like that's
personally,
even better.
I personally would have liked to have had like actual lightsaber training on all 7 forms, and like gone
That'd
through
be
that.
sick.
Like a room full of us just learning all the different forms, right?
Yeah.
I think that would have been a hell of a
Mm.
lot better than.
Dude,
I
if they
don't
had like a
care-
master
you don't even need
Jedi who
lasers
was
for that, right?
somebody who does like actual sword combat, but he's dressed up as a
Yeah.
Jedi and he comes out and he teaches you how to do
Yeah.
everything, like,
All
go,
the
bro,
forms.
sign me up.
Imagine,
Well,
I mean, the
Like
timeline
that
for
alone.
this, the timeline for this doesn't work. But imagine if they had like Syndraulic or someone.
Mm.
I
It's
mean, obviously
hard.
they would never like give us the prequels or anything, but
Or like
Didn't-
heck,
Yeah,
you
why would they give
even
us the
have a
prequels?
training bot, like
Did-
a robot
Training
that does
remote?
little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't
But
they
I'm
used to?
just saying something as basic as like a class, like that's
Mm.
like hardly any money spent. Like you don't even have to give me like the laser thing. I don't
And
even
T-
need lasers
T-Money, you just
working or
fucking
anything.
nailed
I
it.
just want the the training lessons on the different.
Team Money
forms.
just nailed it because this is what Disney does. They're so good at animatronics. Like, how hard would it be to have
Literally.
what was the name of the droid from Unleashed?
Proxy.
Proxy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to have like a proxy that stands there and does like, and
Yeah,
when you
and
take this
does-
form, do this, and then you have to like
Yeah.
match it, and you learn how to do it. Like,
And you could even like program it where like if you make contact, like it'll be like, oh, good job, or if you miss it, they'll be like, oh, try again. Like
that
easily
sounds
do that.
sick.
like literally.
You could even get
They
David Conn.
put so
It's
much
too good.
work.
They'll never do it. It's too good.
It's
They put
too
so much
good.
work into that Hondo animatronic.
Yeah.
That thing
Yeah,
looked
I
I think
real.
Hondo is an actor, right?
No,
Pretty
it's
sure
an
that's-
animatronic.
It's an
Like
animatronic.
Like I
Yeah,
would
it like
say
blew me away when I was
it's-
there.
Yeah, it's
Skynet.
crazy. Like
Yeah.
that technology.
I thought it was an actor as well. when I
That's
was there.
actually
Yeah.
insane. Like that's actually.
What?
But that's not in the hotel.
Why
That's
can't we
like-
see that? Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
So that's what you get for paying the base price. But if you want to spend the $6,000, you can learn how to line dance.
Oh yay!
Oh my god. I can't even
sorry.
tell you how much I wish First Order Stormtroopers could have like hit their target at least once in the Star Wars universe.
This
Execute
looks
Order
like something you'd
66.
see on a cruise.
Yeah,
Well, it is
not-
a cruise.
Basically.
So
You know-
that's
you know-
what people are
Waterless
saying,
cruise.
right?
And
They're
It's a
saying that
waterless
this is
cruise.
It's a space cruise.
now it's
a
going to play
boring-
the
It's a
love
boring
boat.
cruise.
so people are saying, look, why do you take it? Look, it's a cruise, okay? It's supposed to be like a cruise, but for $6,000, I could live in a penthouse on a Royal Caribbean boat for like a month.
With a water slide.
Honestly.
Dude, I mean, like
Nod,
super
but-
legit. It's you know what I'm saying, though. I mean, like for
I
that
do know what
amount of
you're
money,
saying.
I just booked a cruise for like $1,000, and I'm gone for 13 days in a beautiful stateroom.
And
You know
bet
what I mean?
it's a lot
Shoot,
more
I'd be
fun than
going like
this.
traveling across the globe at that point for less than 6,000.
But there's something really interesting here I did want to talk about, dude. What's on the floor right there?
That is
Crimson
the
Dawn.
Crimson Dawn. Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
Oh,
Okay.
Crimson Dawn
oh my
logo.
god, it is.
So-
Why?
Another book of Boba Fett.
Oh, hold on. Let me turn the
tease.
sound off. I really don't want to hear that. Do you think this was put here for a reason and they're planning on my only thought is they put this here because they're planning on basically respecing this thing.
I doubt it.
I doubt they're
I-
Like,
and to be,
like they,
to be
they
fair, I doubt they're
the
that
effort
smart.
I see them do the like training droid like laser thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't think
So-
I don't think they're planning that much.
I
Well, this
doubt they're that smart.
experience has been in
Yeah.
development since 2015. I don't think they're changing anything about it. They're not going to reskin it.
Also,
It's just a
Yeah.
nod. It's
I-
just a nod to Crimson Dawn.
You think
excellent,
so?
Excellent. Imagine this.
Maybe.
And instead of like whatever they're dancing to right there, imagine like an animatronic Max Rebo like playing
Yes.
this thing, and like
Kinda.
everyone's jamming to that. Like that would have been sick.
That's
That'd be
what I
the only
always wanted
time
to
I would
see.
love
What
to
ab-
hear like,
what
dude, play
about,
me
like-
Jedi Rocks. It's the only
Yeah.
time I'm gonna like Jedi Rocks. Like, you know.
What about like
You're not
the
that
bits
smart.
that
Yep.
like play like in the cantina? I think that'd
Yeah.
be so classic. I don't know.
Literally.
I would have preferred that over,
That's the problem. It
DJ
would
they
be
got.
classic.
Well, what I don't understand is like Disney's made more stuff besides the sequels. Like there is Rebels
Yeah.
technically, there is
Rogue
Clone Wars
One?
technically,
Rogue One,
Rogue One, like
Solo,
Mandalorian. Why not include
Mandalorian.
those things? I get why they don't want to do prequel and OT. They want to stay away from
Yeah.
George as much as possible. But why not like include those things?
Yeah.
The reason
know
for
what
that
would've
is
been
because they've
cool?
targeted. Sorry, the
No,
reason
go
for that
ahead,
is
go
because they've targeted a specific timeline.
Yeah.
So how they do their development in Disney is they target a specific timeline and then build within that timeline.
How's that
And
working
this-
out?
Well,
Yeah,
I think,
mean,
but,
I
but I
get
think
it,
there
but-
there's some
Well, that's
truth
how
to
they
that.
do it.
I think part of the problem is, as you said, they definitely started building that whole thing or like planning it in
Long time ago.
2015.
yeah.
So it's
Oh,
like you're
Mhm.
already set on that course. And I mean, honestly, at this point, I'm kind of thinking like, did they like on the way realize nobody really wants it and like defunded the hell out of that thing? And that's why like even for being sequel related, it's like still really shitty.
Well, I just watched. There's a show on Disney Plus called Behind the Attractions, and then there's an episode about Star Wars. It's about Star Tours, and then they get into Galaxy's Edge, and that the last like 15 minutes of it is talking about that. And you know when they bought Star Wars from George and everything, and the Imagineers are all excited and everything, and they're planning Tatooine, they're planning base every stuff on the 6 movies, and this documentary says it was Bob Iger who told them, no, let's focus on what we're about to make. And all the Imagineers are like, well, there's no script, we don't know what to do anything. So they get on like a call with J.J. Abrams, and J.J. Abrams like shows them stuff on his iPhone and gives them kind of a brief synopsis of what The Force Awakens is going to be, and that's all they had to work.
You call JJ.
That's all they had to work with. But originally, they thought that they were going to be doing like Tatooine, that kind of stuff. And
that was the original concept. I've seen them. I saw the original designs when they were talking to the Imagineers, and it was supposed to be Tatooine.
Yeah, and that makes the most sense to me, especially since we've seen so much of it now, and Mando and Book of Boba and Kenobi and everything, and plus but they claim Iger's logic was that that was targeting 45-year-old fans, and they wanted to target new fans. So I've seen a lot of people blame Kathleen Kennedy for that, but this official Disney special is saying that Iger is the one that made the call on
right.
focusing on the sequel trilogy, but
targeting only 45-year-old fans, huh?
Yeah.
Idiot.
Was the line was why would you
targeting?
But I mean, why would they said why would we want to make like a land based on a movie that's like 40 years old? And I'm sitting there watching that, and I'm thinking, Disney still has attractions based on like Snow White and Peter Pan and
Bro, have you ridden Toad's Wild Ride? It's all fun.
Yeah. But something made in 1977 based on that's too old. No, we don't want to do that. Nobody wants to go into the Mos Eisley Cantina and see that band and set where Han sat.
What about the prequels? What about anything that came before? Anything. Can you pay a nod to anything, dude? It's like, nah, fam, we ain't about that.
They're not.
Bob Iger was very much pro sequel. Like that's what he wanted to do. He thought of the sequels and the timelines around the sequels as like his baby, and him and Kathy were, hand in hand with that. So I don't know if that's going to continue now that he's completely gone. So Bob Iger is no longer even a president of the board, chairman of the board. He's gone. He's retired. So now we don't have Bob Iger. We just have Bob Chapek. Yeah, that's his name. Chapek.
Yeah, Chapek.
And
Chapstick.
Chapstick. Right. And we also have this new woman that's been appointed as chairman of the board. So, there might be some, I know Chapek is more about he is kind of more about the whole IP rather than just the sequels. But Iger was very, very instrumental in everything that you see in Galaxy's Edge and now in this cruiser.
Yeah, I think Iger micromanaged everything. Apparently, there was a lot of pressure, a lot of pressure for for spending the $4 billion on Lucasfilm and the stock, making the shareholders happy and all that kind of stuff. And I know Kathleen Kennedy gets made to be the villain, and I'm not happy with a lot of the decisions she made, but she had to answer to him, and I just get the sense from. And this is stuff that, like his book and the official company line. It just sounds like he made a lot of calls, for everything that's happened so far.
What in the?
I think this was on purpose, though.
Oh my god!
Even Space Kennedy is pissed off about it.
I don't know though. I can't tell.
You guys are just standing there like, you good?
God.
This is the only part I liked.
Can I
That
say
would
one?
be me.
Can I say one positive thing though from watching some of the other videos is the guy playing the First Order officer is like really great and like really into the role. And if Universal ever does any kind of like immersive experience for Harry Potter, they need to steal this guy because he'd be like a great Death Eater to walk around the Harry Potter land and like terrorize, like mess with customers or whatever. Because he reminds me more of an actor like from Harry Potter or that than he does Star Wars. But he's still
Dude,
really
you have to give it up for the cast members that are doing this because like they're getting paid peanuts and they are doing everything they can to make this look cool.
Oh, absolutely.
That's why I would never like direct my anger of all of this towards the cast member. Like they're just there to work there. They're just an employee. But like to me, this whole thing is just a mess. I personally would have rather seen Star Wars just have its own like theme park in general than just have like a small little spot at Disneyland and Disney World and whatnot. If they had spent the time to actually like build a separate themes park dedicated to everything Star Wars, it probably would have been a better experience. You get different, like you could count each little park or whatever in it a planet or, an era or something. But this is like, this is just Disney being Disney. They want money. That's it.
If they had done Tatooine, then Tatooine covers all the, you could have some stuff in the prequels. You could have a roller coaster that's based on pod racing. Watto's junk shop, have an animatronic Watto there.
Tatooine is the hub of Star Wars. Like everything came from Tatooine.
Visit a Tuscan tribe and build your own.
I mean, you could literally use Tatooine and just like do so many different things with it. You have Book of Boba Fett, you have Mandalorian, you have the prequels, you have everything that you could want for that.
Yeah, and you got Jabba's palace.
You heard it here first on X-Wing. Laney is apparently a 45-year-old man. Okay.
And a 4'10" body.
And a 4'10" body. There you go.
So I think I want to touch on.
I'm Danny DeVito.
I think I want to touch on because somebody brought up Harry Potter. So I think I want to touch on this a little bit. I think that I'm not happy with this at all. I don't think this appeals to me at all or any of us, what I call hardcore folks. But it does appeal to a large population, right? Well, I think that like just the new fans
people with money,
influencers,
people with money, yes, but the new fans that actually, kind of came into Star Wars through these last 3 movies, and there's a lot of them. There is a lot of them. Okay, and so I think one thing I can say is, if you look at the whole experience as kind of a live action RP event that you go through, and there's many of them. There's the Shrine of Montana, the Shire of Montana, which does the Lord of the Rings stuff. There's the College of Wizardry in Poland. There's all of that kind of stuff. I think if you take it as a live action RP experience, the prices kind of match what those other experiences provide. So it's not too far off. Do
those RP experiences only focus on like one book of the trilogy of the story?
Yes, in some instances they do.
Okay,
yes.
So is there there's like a Lord of the Rings one where you only do like
and then there's a Hobbit one which is separate.
Okay.
So that's the prequels, right? And so that's their.
And they offer all those different experiences.
They do offer a lot of different experiences. They offer, not only the stay in like the Shire Town cabin, kind of like you have like a cabin with like all the kind of cool stuff in it, but they also offer like events throughout, like especially the College of Wizardry, which is very much Harry Potter themed. It has all of those experiences every day for the weekend. So if you want to go to a weekend in that, I have the prices. It's like $855 a night.
That's
right?
crazy. So what does Disney offer?
And that's so $855 a night, and that's just the ticket for the experience. That's not including like flight or stay. Okay, and that's Harry Potter school. So if you compare it to that, I think it's pretty comparable, right?
I don't see that at all, man. I mean, maybe if like every weekend they did a different trilogy and they would have like different people in for each weekend and they could do stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, it would help. I think it would help, but to be fair, like this is what you're getting though.
Yeah. I'm gonna send you a link. Okay.
I think for me, the
Look at the
difference.
College of Wizardry. You'll see.
I think for me, the difference shows in quality and overall, like how much effort and time they put into those things compared to something like this. You can tell that, yeah, even if the price is like similar, for the price of those things, you're actually getting the effort and the time put in by the people who made it, and it shows when you go. But when you go to something like this, it just shows like I said, it seemed like they were trying to do it quick and they were trying to do it for, big bucks.
And I also think that it's very incumbent upon me to like tell you guys that the preview that was given to all these creators for free was like half a day. It wasn't the full experience. They didn't get to stay. They got a cabin and all that, but they didn't get to stay or anything. And I think some of the folks that actually bought into the experience actually did get to do the 2 days things. And I've
Hawks
seen
is
some of,
defending this right now.
No.
What are you doing, bro? They ain't gonna give you a dime. Why are you defending them?
but yeah, I think it's also they have a lot more stuff for the full experience that wasn't shown in these previews.
But
Going
we
back
also
to-
got the full. We also got the full experience too. So I mean, you and I had DM'd about the Ordinary Adventures, which I watched the whole thing as well. They paid and they got the full weekend, right? It was 2 days.
Yes.
So I watched the whole thing. They avoided the bingo. I didn't see bingo in their video.
Yes, they did.
I did. I watched everything else from it. Still, it's not selling it. It's not doing it for me. And I
It's not
think
going to do it for either of us, I don't think.
I watched their
Yeah.
videos too, and they weren't entirely positive about a lot of elements. They didn't like
it's
the
because they weren't hosted. By the way, I don't need to talk about that. But yeah, that guy.
but I mean, they didn't like. One thing they complained about was like having to be like on your phone all the time to like, I guess get messages or play the game or whatever. And I felt like you were just kind of standing around, on your phone instead of like interacting with other passengers and all that. They complained about that in their video, and I think they complained about the game on the bridge or whatever it was. But other than that, they were pretty positive. But
Mhm. Yeah, and I think if you were mega into the sequel trilogy, I suppose you could. And there's definitely
lot of
kind of like
fans.
Maria was saying, there's a really big suspension of disbelief element when it comes to that role playing kind of aspect to it.
But then on the other hand,
I want to be wowed. If I'm spending
Mm-hmm.
$6,000 and I'm being immersed in an experience, I want to feel really immersed, and I really want to feel the atmosphere around me. And the deal is, like, maybe it's just because I'm so biased against the sequel trilogy. I'm seeing this stuff and I'm like, man, they're not really giving that like Disney magic feel that I'm used to. I've grown up with Disney. I've been at Disney World and Disneyland and Disney Paris. Like, I love Disney. And they do a really good job with like, they're like Penn and Teller with like sleight of hand, doing different things, like putting facades in certain areas. So you always feel like you're in a certain spot. And then, they're like, hey, by the way, check out this awesome duel between Kylo and Rey.
I don't get that right.
And the first thing she does is they use this prodigal saber, and then she sticks
then
it on
she
the ground and
puts it
picks up
down.
the other one.
Yep.
Yeah,
Now-
why not like kind of disguise it?
My thought is like, okay, give the cast members a break. They've probably had a couple, like maybe a couple dry runs or whatever, but then this weird like drag thing, I don't know. Anyways, so
Why?
cool saber, she lights it up. She's like, oh, gotta get the other one. Okay. Put some kind of a demising wall or something. I know I'm picking at feathers here,
Why?
but this just doesn't look. And I've been talking to Jay, Drunk 3PO, about this, and it's like the saber battle that used to be done in Disney was 10 times as good as this. 10 times as good. So why is it, if you're paying $6,000, that they can't seem to figure this out?
Mm-hmm.
It just feels like a completely disrespectful cash grab is all it feels like.
That's
Yeah, 'cause-
Disney for you.
I've gone
Because didn't they?
Long Charlie.
Because didn't they used to have like a Jedi Academy thing near Star Tours where it was like an actor playing Mace Windu? It was for kids, but like they did that, and then Darth Vader came out, and it was
Vader.
It was really popular, and then as soon as Disney bought it, it was like, no, we're getting rid of that. It's gone. Bye.
Haven't you seen all the cute videos of the little kid who's dressed up like a Jedi, and Vader walks out, and the little kid's like, ah, and runs at him full force, and the cast is like, oh shit, come here, kid, come here.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah, the one little girl wants to turn the dark side. She gives Vader a hug, and everyone's like, oh,
Yeah, dude. I mean, like good stuff like that, dude.
Yeah, I remember there was a viral video of a little girl dressed up like Padme, and she ran up to the actor that was just like Anakin, and she gave him a big hug and everything.
Yeah,
and they had like Anakin and Ahsoka and I think somebody's Obi-Wan walking around the park back then.
Yeah, it was brilliant, man.
There was a lot of good stuff that they did when they partnered with George Lucas to make the Disney parks integrated with Disney. That really kind of got flushed down the toilet. And, I had some co-hosts on the other day that were kind of crapping on an Imagineer that had worked with him when he looked at this and was like, dude, this is not the way. This is not the way. And I'm like, dude, I mean, if you have somebody who's really trying their heart out to make an experience that Star Wars fans are going to love, and then they turn around and they're like, dude, this is not a Star Wars experience fans are going to love. And then 95% of Star Wars fans are like, this is an experience that we're not going to love. When is it understood? When does this get understood that this is not what we want? And like how much money you could make? I should take that back. You're right. Maria's going to roast me right now because the quote of the day is, this is an attraction for rich people who think Star Wars is neat.
Yeah.
No, not just that, but I think that we have this perception as a whole that somehow there's 95% of us that think this way, right? It's not like that. It's not like that at all. Like the planning that goes into making an attraction like this is so extensive. There's lots of market research, sales factors, all that kind of stuff. And they have to have those KPIs and those analytics in place before they go and spend millions and millions of dollars on anything. So I think what we're failing to realize is just how big and how many people were drawn into Star Wars based off the sequel trilogies. And I think we're not thinking about that. That's where I'm
so
at
are those fans that are going to last would be, I guess, probably my question. So for me, when it comes to the hotel, when I think about it, this is a new fan who's not invested in it as a whole, but thought like, oh my God, cool movie. Okay, we're pumped on it. $6,000 to get in. Awesome. They go, they spend the weekend. They're like, yeah, that was great. Are they going to come back and spend $6,000 again in that year, in the next 2 years, in the next 3 years?
They're more likely to, yes.
How many people can afford it? And if they can't afford it, how many of them are going to come back?
Yeah. More than likely, yes, those are the people that are going to come back. If you are willing to do it once, you are willing. I mean, that's just basic like business and marketing structure. I mean, people that spend. That's why when you exit like some sort of event or whatever like that, they're constantly sending you emails about, hey, our next upcoming event is this, or here, have 20% off your next adventure with us, right? So yeah, they're more likely to sign up if they've already signed up once. So
but
people are more likely.
Are the shows going to be the
Maria's
same?
friend now.
Are the shows going to be the same? Because like if you go back, you're seeing the same show over and over and over.
Well, they're saying that you can be
different.
either First Order or you can be Empire. So if you didn't get to see it, you don't get the full experience depending on what side you pick. That's how they bring you back a second time. That way they can squeeze $12,000 out of you. And after they've gotten the $12,000, they can squeeze the other $300, $500, $600, $800 out of the saber and the clothing and all the other stuff that they offer.
Like this beautiful show. Oh no, wait, that's Hangar Bay. Hangar Bay.
That was $6,000, by the way. I had to
That was $6,000.
I'd rather spend six grand on Hangar Bay.
Well, from some of the videos that I've seen, it looks like the kids that were there, I guess, look like they were having fun. Exactly. And I would never be negative about that because I remember being a younger fan during the prequel era and having original trilogy fans, just gatekeeping and telling me how wrong I was for liking
Absolutely.
that and
100%.
all that kind of stuff.
100%.
So
I mean, we prequel kids saw a lot of that. Like anybody that was a fan of the prequels, man, we saw a lot of that.
yeah, yeah, exactly. But shit, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. In fact, I mean, watching this, like, it's like the idea X-Wing had. Like, if they had different storylines for this, I wouldn't pay $6,000 to go there. But like, this whole cruise thing seems like it would kind of fit in the prequel era. And like, if the crews got caught like in the middle of a battle between the Separatists and the Republic, and they had that kind of experience, like that, and animatronic battle droids boarding, and I don't know, it just feels like it would fit. It would fit in that era,
and then suddenly like the 212 or 501st comes in and saves you.
Oh my god, that'd be savage.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta hit the super chat really quick because I've been leaving it up on screen this entire time. All right, Felicity with 5. If you're making the argument that we haven't seen everything, okay, Disney should have put their best foot forward. It's painfully clear that they didn't. I think a lot of people would argue that if that was the best foot, then they misstepped. Kind of a tough argument there, but we'll go ahead and get rid of a youngling. Anyway,
let's avoid that.
This is the wrong one. I almost clicked on the wrong one. Oh wait, no, this is the wrong one. I have so many videos now.
Thank you.
Felicity, thank you for the 5. I appreciate that a lot. We have 2 people that need to leave, right? Team Money and Strike, you guys got a boot scoot?
Yeah.
All right, give me your parting glass. What do you got?
Well, I'm just thankful to be on again, and I hope you all have a great night, and see y'all later.
All right, buddy. Good to have you again.
Great seeing you again.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Strike, what time is it there?
It is. You know what? I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, that's fair. That's fine.
Yeah, no. Always very thankful to be on. Had a blast. You guys keep being awesome. And my parting words are Solo lost money and Starcuiser will.
Farewell, my green brothers.
Yeah, I mean, what did it cost to build that thing? It was like $1 billion.
I probably won't know.
Dude, I'm not gonna math right now. I'm not gonna.
It was close to $1 billion.
I'm not gonna math right now, but I mean, that's a lot of people coming in. I call it a gut feeling, call it the force, call it intuition. I don't know. I feel like this is not gonna work out on the current course that it's on. I feel like this isn't gonna work out, and they're gonna have to do something different. And it will be a glorious day for me when a cast member walks out on the Halcyon dressed as Luke Skywalker, and I'm like, I fucking told you. I fucking told you. Oh, I'm not supposed to cuss. Sorry.
I heard nothing.
Yeah. I even do it on my own stream.
See, I was enjoying Maria talking about marketing stuff because, me majoring in all that just kind of brings out my inner dork of school.
Well, I mean, the bottom line is Disney is a for-profit company. And when it boils down to it, you have to follow the money. That's the bottom line. If you want to find out where it's going, follow the money. And what I think is interesting for me as a collector, especially, is that I feel like I have a little bit of a heartbeat on the market in following what sells and what doesn't, and what are people interested in, what people aren't interested in. And for me, I feel like, wait, have I really? I've been cussing all stream. I swear. I'm like a sailor. Sometimes I don't even notice. It's part of my vocabulary. Leave me alone.
Yeah, I know.
Tells me to watch my mouth.
But you follow the market, especially the secondary market. You really get a heartbeat on what the fans are looking for and where the money's going. And I can tell you right now, even on, you want to look at the most blatant, obvious look, you go on Amazon right now, and if you type in the Black series on Amazon, it's going to pull up 2 figures. One is Darth Revan for like $89 from Amazon. And then right underneath it is like Black Series Rose Tico for $2.99. Oh, and so if you're looking at like who sells and why does it sell? Well, I raise right underneath it for like $6.99. So it's like what's really selling and where are people spending their money? And for me, I just haven't seen it in the sequel trilogy stuff, but I can go on Mercari and I can find a Sideshow 501st Clone Trooper selling for $600. So imagine if you stocked the Halcyon Star Cruiser with a bunch of like what do you call it, like exclusive 501st Clone Trooper helmets or exclusive all these different things, like, dude, you're gonna make money there. But apparently they're selling off these, you know,
That's not their
$300
buyer persona.
lightsabers. They're turning around the people who actually paid, went to the store on the Halcyon Cruiser, they bought the merch, and now they're back on eBay and they're reselling the stuff on eBay.
Right. But question on that though, X-Wing, like it doesn't, don't you think like,
That's
okay,
fair.
so taking Darth Revan is a main character. He's a main character of the Knights of Old Republic, right?
Okay.
How you can compare that to Rose Tico is beyond me.
How can you?
I don't
Well, I
understand
just
that.
said
I
Ray
don't
is
get it.
literally right underneath it for $8.99. People are actually buying the Ray figure because she had a soft goods cloak. They're buying the Ray figure, throwing the Ray figure in the trash, and then they're using the soft good cloak for the 6-inch Ahsoka.
Yeah, I get you. Totally get it,
You
right?
go to target
But
practice,
there's
that works
also
too.
like okay, let's compare Darth Revan to Kylo Ren. Kylo
Okay.
Ren sitting at $68. Not too far.
Have you
don't know.
seen what the
Revan,
what the
75.
Kylo Ren masks are selling for?
Nice
Comparatively?
Noodles and Max Rebo go for quite a bit.
Yeah,
And
the Darth
isn't also like Black Series a limited, like all don't they all have like a limited number that they make?
actually there's releases and archive releases, so they've
Yeah.
released them twice and in 2 different configurations. There's dark side and light side Revan. So
Yeah,
like
yeah,
there's
yeah.
quite a
Wants
few.
light side
There's
Revan.
quite a few, but like, don't they have like a
I have one.
like, doesn't it have like a percentage volume? Like you have a certain amount of volume for a specific mold, don't you?
I mean, like any figure, yeah.
Right. Yeah. So doesn't
Every-
that
every
take
single
into
figure is that way.
consideration? I mean, I would imagine that Darth Revan, if it's a limited series and they only made 1,000 of them or whatever, that's going to skyrocket that price too, right?
Yeah, it wasn't like that. I mean, Revan's just like any other figure. They have 1,000 figures of any kind. Another one that's not selling, if you want to compare it, like the
Yeah.
Black Series Lando. Lando's not selling right now.
There's
Yeah.
like
Admiral
100
Akbar.
Landos.
Yeah, how
There
about Jar
are-
Jar?
There are a lot of Landos, but there's a lot of Revans too. There were a
I
lot of
guess
Revans.
I
too,
go to
so-
Target.
There's 2
and
versions, right?
There's
Yeah.
a million Landos.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Lando's not selling. So, okay, to be fair, you're right. That's an OT character that's not selling. But I'm saying there is a lot of stuff when you look at it,
Mhm.
especially from like a collector market where the money's getting spent on retail and merch and stuff like that. The stuff that's being sold is not sequel stuff.
Right.
It's just not.
Well, I mean-
And people argue with me like effing crazy. And I'm like, it's not selling. I promise.
I know, but don't you think that it has also to do with the fact that, I mean, we're only 3 years out from the sequel trilogy. It's like not really had any time to like mature. No?
Well,
So
I
do
mean,
you-
if,
do you-
if you look at this though, shirt wise,
Yeah.
I did see this is that Mandalorian, which is not far out, is selling at 2 times the rate than sequels stuff is in terms of apparel.
Yeah.
Grogu flies off the shelf.
Oh, yes.
Well, that's
Can't keep
different.
up.
I mean, he's
I
a
go out anywhere and Grogu's just in my face
Grogu's a
and on my backpack.
Grogu's a little bit different, but even just like Mando, like the character itself, just a shirt.
But if you go on Twitter, like sequel trilogy fans are always on there complaining about the lack of not getting new merchandise, and I'm thinking, you know, Rise of Skywalker. To me, it feels like that just came out. You guys just had 3 movies of of tons of merchandise, and they're mad that they're not getting new stuff, and that they finally
Nobody bought it.
then they're finally they're excited they're finally getting a Rey's Force FX lightsaber. I'm still waiting for a Qui-Gon Jinn Force FX lightsaber, and that's been 21 years.
Honestly.
Yep.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
It would be nice. Yeah.
But I feel like the difference between Disney and George was, well, a lot of things, but even during the prequel trilogy, they knew, even though the prequel trilogy was the focus back then, they still catered to the OT fans. They were still well fed, and Lucasfilm was a mom and pop organization back then compared to Disney, and that's been my problem with Disney kind of all along. Is like they focus on like one specific group at a time or anything, and they're big enough that they could be doing stuff for every generation of fans. It just doesn't seem like they know how to do that or are incapable of doing that. I remember I did a chat that X-Wing highlighted when I was in her a couple months ago about where I said I was kind of tired of OT centric stuff, and I didn't mean to say it that way because I love the OT obviously, but it felt like early on it was like, okay, cancel the Clone Wars, Rebels is OT centric, Rogue One, the sequel trilogy, J.J. Abrams isn't going to reference the prequels at all. It just felt like there was a long gap there where they forgot that Star Wars was 6 movies and the EE, and just thought it was just the OT. And it wasn't really until they brought back the Clone Wars or announced it in 2018 that I felt like, hey, they remember the prequel trilogy exists. They remember the Clone Wars exists. So,
well, I think they were still working under the mindset that people were still very anti-prequel.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I think that was kind of
They're still operating under that.
True, yeah. Just now starting to bring Anakin and Obi-Wan around, so maybe they're warming up to it. But I think, I mean, even J.J. Abrams, like, I think supposedly he went in there and was like, no one likes the prequels, we're not doing that. So I think that just kind of kind of started this whole thing of no prequel, rely heavy on OT.
Well, yeah, I definitely think if you look at the timeline, like, you know, George was still involved even after he sold it, and then as soon as they announced J.J. Abrams was the director, then George all of a sudden was kind of pushed out, and so was Michael Arnett and all that. So, you know, I kind of think Abrams, you know, pitched to Iger, you know, the safe corporate bet, which was The Force Awakens. We're not going to reboot it, but kind of remake the OT, and that's the safer thing because there's a lot of people that hate the prequels and all that, and I get that, but
not anymore. After the sequels came out, all the prequel haters were like, "Man, that was good."
Yeah, they all switched over.
Plus,
well, now we can have something new to hate.
Prequels no matter what.
I don't know. I have people in my life who still hate the prequels. Like,
tell them to screw their head on straight.
I did. I know somebody that hates Ian McGregor as Obi-Wan, and I'm like, you're the only person in the world.
Oh my god,
you're the only person in the world.
I hate to break
I will send you to Jesus.
Yeah. No.
I've never heard that. For all the negativity that I've heard,
the only person I know.
I think it kind of pisses me off too, is because it's like now that they're bringing Hayden and Ewan back, everyone's all like, "Oh my god, we love them so much," and I'm like, "You didn't like them originally, so don't try to switch on us now."
Here's the thing: anytime anything new Star Wars comes out, there's always going to be that flux of haters that are just in a big group together. So even if they bring back something that's already been, you know, previously hated, there's going to be a general census of who hates it and who likes it. I mean, like, I don't know, like everyone says, you can't please everyone. So,
but
we've also pisses me off. It's hypocritical.
But we've also seen the kids that grew up with the prequels, that were little kids when those movies were out, are now adults, you know, with money to spend and everything. Yeah. And I kind of think Disney's kind of starting to realize that, you know, that they're the ones with the disposable income, and they've got nostalgia. And then they want to see the Star Wars that made them happy as a kid, just like
100%. Yeah. I mean, I loved the prequels growing up. Like I never once hated anything about the actors or the movies or anything. It was strictly just bad writing. Like the only reason these people are hating on them is they find a reason to hate the actors rather than hate the people behind it, like the actual movies. And that's what makes me so upset. Is
it all starts with a script, right?
Hayden was shut out completely from Star Wars for years and from Hollywood, and now that he's come back, all these people are trying to suck up to him and be like, "Oh my god, we're these huge fans of you, we love you, we're so glad you're back." And it pisses me off because as someone who did like those growing up, I don't want to see that like happen. I don't like the hypocrisy. I don't like the gatekeeping. That's not what Star Wars should be about.
I agree. And the thing is, you know, honestly, Lainey, like, you are spot on, because exactly how you're talking about the prequels, there are little kids and you know, 10-year-olds out there today that feel the exact same way that you do about the prequels, about the sequels. The sequels Their
And I'll
their
defend those
entrance.
little kids to my death.
Like
Dude,
I
if,
get
I
it.
see, if I see a little Ray walking around in Galaxy's
God,
Edge
so
and somebody's ripping on him and ripping on her and being like, Ray sucks, I will knock the shit out of that guy.
Right.
No, and like I can
I agree.
understand.
I'd be
I'm
like,
with you
look,
on
little
that.
girl, I had to punch that guy in the teeth. Ray does suck, but I love you. You're awesome.
Yeah,
Have
like,
fun. Star Wars is
There is
great.
nothing wrong with people liking the sequels. Even if I personally didn't enjoy them, there is nothing wrong with it. I just hate that Star Wars has become this whole divide of hypocrisy and gatekeep, and it's on both sides. It's not OT fans that are like okay millennials or whatever, like saying like doing it. It's both sides, and it pisses me off because it should just be about loving Star Wars in general. You like one part of Star Wars, I like the other. It's fine. It's just there should be conversation, and there's not.
No.
Well, that's what I've been trying to do, you know, and that's the big thing. I want to try to get us together because I do have a lot of what people would call shills in my community, and there's different kinds of shills, and there's different kinds of fans, and there's different kinds of OT fans and PT fans, and what you would call they call them like the salts and the shills, right? One of my best friends on YouTube, his name is Star Wars Santa. The dude loves Ray, like
Loves him
to death. Loves
them
Ray.
all.
He's one of my favorite people on the freaking face of the planet. I love the dude. We talk about Star Wars constantly. I love the guy. I love the guy.
And he hated the prequels
difference
too, didn't he?
And he doesn't like the prequels.
He doesn't like the prequels.
So like, he's public enemy number one to me when it comes to the Star Wars fan. But the thing is, he's a good person. And so we can sit and we can talk about it and make fun of each other and have fun. The problem isn't the fans. The problem is bad people. That's the bottom line, dude. Fans are going to be great.
It's kind of like the saying goes for every single little thing about there being one bad apple. Oh, we're going to be under the assumption that everyone that is, you know, is associated with that person or associated with that, you know, liking that kind of stuff must all be bad apples. That's not true. There's always those select few of people that go on the internet, go on Twitter, have their little rage fest, but that does not define other people, you know, the rest of the group. And
I think
that's what I hate.
Yeah, I think this conflict bleeds beyond just the IP of Star Wars, though. There, just in the last couple of years, toxicity has become such a prominent trend.
Don't say that word. There's no such thing as toxicity.
Well,
There's just people who get their feelings hurt. That's it.
What I think made it worse was that when we see these people associated in Star Wars, whether it be actors or cast or crew, and you know, we kind of start to blur the lines of their personal lives and their acting lives together, and it's, you know, politics especially have made it worse because while yes, Star Wars has some political connotations behind it, it is not political as a whole, and yet we're treating it as it is. So we got to tie it into our personal lives and tie it in to how we treat other people in the Star Wars community. And that's what I'm just like, that's why I hate politics too. I hate it. I absolutely cannot stand talking about politics.
Yeah, well, we're not going to talk about it.
Yeah,
We're
I
talk
don't
about
want
politics.
I want to talk about Star Wars, but no,
But
everyone's got to make
Hawks just nailed it right here. Like, maybe I'm toxic. I don't know. But I was like, there's no such thing as toxic. It's just people getting offended. What does he do? He gets offended. Yeah.
He should do
What
his
do you want me to
homework. He should do his homework.
Maybe
about-
toxicity wasn't the best choice of word, but like you've stated, people getting offended. There's a lot of people that have just recently, over the past couple of years, have become more sensitive to any topic in general. You know.
That's why you can't have a conversation anymore too. Is
All
everyone's
right, I'm
so
done talking
sensitive
about
about everything.
We're done talking about toxicity and fandoms and stuff like that. All right, we're gonna look at a picture here because we got to get back on track. I have one problem with the Starcuiser, bro.
Just one? No way.
Jay is not gonna fit on the bed in the Starcuiser.
I'm not gonna fit on the bed.
You see what I mean?
I could fit on the bed.
Again, I'll pull on it again. That looks like the Fifth Element bunk sack there.
His calf is in the wall.
I'm not gonna fit. I'm not gonna fit in.
Laney, you could fit on my ottoman.
That is just.
I could fit in like a tiny little corner, and I'll be fine.
You're gonna have to just take the bed with Jay.
I
Yeah.
just
Swing.
I
You and
don't
him could
understand.
just cuddle together there in the bed.
Dude, it feels like, to me, it feels like they designed this hotel like an airplane. They were like, how many people can we stuff into one room and put it under the guise of Star Wars? Well, you
They
can
designed
fit
it for Jawas.
you can fit five full-grown males in this hotel room. Like, are you sure? And then one of the beds is a flip-out bed from the wall.
Yeah.
And there's only one pooper.
Hmm.
You gonna stick 5 dudes in the same room?
Like a cheap cruise.
Yeah.
Like a cheap cruise.
Get the fuck out of here.
Look at the nightstand. The nightstand has a plug, but it's only like a 3-inch platform.
The design of the room is something that's weird to me too. I thought the window was really cool because they have like a
Projection.
like a window projection that lets starscapes go by. But like my computer has the same thing. It's
Right?
called a screensaver. So
Just get yourself a projector off
Yeah.
Amazon and like just turn your lights off, and there you go.
yeah,
The
I'm
only
just,
thing I liked was the Yoda holocron.
Okay, that's something else we can talk about. Why is the holocron the size of a UPS midship
Actually,
box?
yeah, it was massive.
It's huge.
What?
And the only nod they have to George Lucas in the entire thing is inside this crate,
Him in a cage.
in a very small crate, hidden in a cage, in dark light, there is a very small picture of George, not George himself, George playing his
Character
Or the-
from the game.
Revenge-
or not-
Revenge of the Sith?
Yeah.
Revenge of the Sith. Thank you.
Yeah.
I can never remember. It's like Praetorian or Pantoran. He's
Yeah.
a Pantoran. That's his boarding pass as a Pantoran.
God.
So
Had to
there you
lock him
go.
away.
All of us George Lucas fans, there you go. That's your nod to Lucas.
So
Wouldn't you
dumb.
love to be a fly on the wall if they gave him a tour of this place? Because I got a feeling they showed this to him just like they did Galaxy's Edge, because he went to the opening of that. So I'd love to be a fly.
He'd just be like,
What the hell is even that?
Shit, I don't even know. Like, I can't even tell you that. Like,
Oh my gosh.
it's just so bad, dude.
It'd be like that one skit where like Robot Chicken, where he like slaps that guy for
I
talking
remember that.
about Mara Jade.
I remember.
Okay,
I want you
don't wanna-
out.
No. One thing that actually made me mad too was since you brought up Mara Jade, and we're talking about Starcuiser and stuff. I remembered when Galaxy's Edge, I don't know if it was when it first opened or something, but like kind of like the whole Easter egg thing. Apparently in one of the bathrooms or something there's supposed to be like a thing. Apparently this was confirmed to be fake though. It was a decal sticker or something that was written in, Star Wars language saying Mara Jade lives. And I got really excited originally when I found out about that until I found out it was fake. And that would have been a really cool Easter egg, except one, it was in a bathroom stall, so why?
Timothy Zahn put that there. He inscribed it.
Honestly,
Right.
he's coming in here like, okay, fine, I agree to make her canon. It's like, all right, you convinced me to do it.
All right, so the poll ended. There were 70 votes. This
Oh,
was a
boy.
lot closer than I thought it
Do
was going
we
to be.
have 70 likes? I don't think we have 70 likes on this video, guys.
Are you serious? I don't
I
even
don't
do the
think so
YouTube
either.
thing, but
You
hit that like button. Hit the like button. Do it right now.
Well, guys, I gotta head out.
If you follow me,
please don't go this way.
I can show you the world.
So bad.
No.
just saying.
Nope.
Well, guys, I gotta head out.
Take it easy,
All
man.
right, Ladaj. Have
I
a good night,
appreciate
brother.
it. Nice talking to everybody. Have a
Yeah,
great
good to
night.
see you.
Great to
buddy.
meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Have a good night.
Hey.
See you, dude.
We all just took a hit on the attractiveness of this panel. Just lost a point after he left. That guy's a
That's for sure.
good looking dude. All right. So it came down to 66% said no. They would not go to the Starcuiser if it was $500 a night. 34% said yes. They
Still not
would
enough.
go if it was
More power to
$500 a night. Interesting. I'm actually really surprised that it was that high.
You know? I'm pretty surprised about that too, actually.
Yeah, I'm shocked. But we're gonna listen to a little bit of what is going on in the background there?
I hear that.
Someone's dog is like
somebody stuck their cat in the dryer. All right.
Oh no.
Can you hear it?
No.
It's like someone's
No.
like dog like
He's going hard.
yeah.
Oh,
I think I accidentally didn't click share audio. Hold on. Click share this. Stop screen, share. No, we're doing it, dude. Charlie, you don't have a choice, bro.
Oh, but I do.
This is happening.
Don't you dare tap me.
Really?
Okay, can you hear it now?
It's not playing now.
No.
You don't have it up.
Can't
Yeah,
say
I don't
anything
have it
either.
either.
Oh, I
Dude.
didn't even add it.
No, you didn't.
Jeez.
I'm sorry,
Nothing.
my dog doesn't listen to me.
Nothing.
Can't hear it.
I can
I
assume.
can't hear it, but I'm
That's,
visualizing it in my
that's
head.
a sign right there that you should not play that.
Oh gosh, I would feel more uncomfortable just by them
You should play
walking
that
into the
link I
crowd.
sent you so that folks
Oh,
can
you sent
see
me a link?
I did. I sent you a link to like the School of Wizardry, the Harry Potter
I'd
experience.
watch that.
Oh, I'm
That-
down to watch this. Okay, I could be up for that.
I think I sent it to you in Discord.
All right, yeah, you
But
did.
you guys
Hold
should
on.
see what that's like. I mean, it's pretty
All right.
yeah. It's pretty
All right.
intensive, and I think it's around the same price as these. So.
I hope they do.
Come at me, Disney.
No,
Give
no.
me your
Don't
best
come
shot.
for me unless I send for you.
What is she doing? Destroying Star Wars. That's what's going on. Okay. Right. Let's stop the screen. Let's share. We're gonna watch what a. Let's do a window instead. Here we go. Okay. Audio should be there for this. Audio should be there for this. Can you hear it?
No.
Negative.
Still?
Nothing.
Nope.
Nothing.
We can see it.
Let's just
Is your-
watch it.
All right, we can watch it. It's not the same without the music, though.
Music is real nice too.
I'll just do the background music.
The boy who lived, come to die.
Look at all these people dressed
Yeah.
up.
That is cool.
Man,
See
look
what
at the
happens in the main
setting.
hall?
That
Oh,
looks cooler
man.
than this.
Yeah, look at the setting.
I would go there.
Oh,
I
dude.
would do that.
Man, they're all
Quidditch.
playing
Oh.
Quidditch and shit.
That's
100%
No,
I'd be
they
down
have
for this.
Quidditch at one of my colleges.
And that's
Look at
not official either. That's like done by fans, right?
Yeah,
It's a
they set it up
fan,
like the. Oh, look at them, dude.
This is why fans
blah, blah.
need to
I know
have
what that is.
control over things.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Celtic symbol.
Hashtag Disney, give us control of Star Wars.
Yeah, right. Hand it
Let us
over to
do
the
what we
fans.
want. For real. I've written some things.
Wow.
Look at the costumes and everything. Super
Flipping
cool.
awesome.
See, I would be interested
much
in
fun
going to
they're
something
having,
like this.
It's all adults. That's correct. No children are allowed.
So that's the thing too, though.
Wait,
Everybody is
does that
RPing.
Does that mean I'm not allowed to go there?
No.
All right, everybody. It's no longer called X-Wing. It's going to be called Potter's Potluck or something. I don't know. I'm switching over to Harry Potter. That's it. They got a better chance than we do right now.
Just You're all
Switching
freaked out.
teams.
Maybe Maria knows this,
Hey,
but
Maria.
I remember hearing that Disney turned down, like Warner Brothers went to them first about putting the Harry Potter attraction
No.
at Disney, and
Universal can keep it.
no, but I mean then Universal took it, but Disney turned it down first. That's what I heard a long time ago.
Yeah.
So I don't.
I mean, in fairness, Universal's pretty freaking popular.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's I've heard
There
that
it
as
is.
well.
X-Broom.
Hey, there you go. T65 Big Room.
Dude, we're getting a third channel. Okay, so I just put my gaming channel out, Stash Rendar. I'm making a Harry Potter channel. It's called X-Broom.
What if he put a little star
X-Broom.
on his head of an X, and it's like, this is my scar. I got it from.
I have
the
a
one
Harry
who-
Potter scar.
the he who
Yeah.
shall not be named.
Can you
Yes.
see it? Oh
Yeah.
no, the light's blurring it out. I have a Harry Potter scar.
Aw.
It's a perfect little lightning bolt on my wrist. I love it.
Yep.
Man, now I'm hyped up on Harry Potter. I'm like, fuck Star Wars, man.
Right?
Well,
That's something
sorry, I didn't
that is
mean to do
definitely
that.
something.
You're
But the point is they do have those they have it for Battlestar Galactica has one that's like a weekend thing. Just the same way. They have Harry Potter, they have Downtown Abbey. Again, the two Lord of the Rings were like two different eras where you have Lord of the Rings and then you have and then you have The Hobbit, right? And so they have that all over the place, and it's roughly like 6,000 for the weekend. So it's not like
I don't know. I would rather
Here's
go
where
to one of those.
here's where Harry Potter's what you're talking about beats
Yeah.
the Star Wars one. Everybody in that video I saw was RPing. So
Yes.
in the fact that the Star Wars hotel, you just have normal people, like normal ass people just walking around. And one dude's on his phone.
Everybody has their phone out, not one dude. Every
Yeah,
single dude has their
you
phone
don't want to
out.
see normal people, but you want to see people in costume. That's what Star Wars is about.
it should be a requirement.
Yeah.
Because it is for the College of Wizardry.
I'm sure they'll do it. They'll say you're required to spend the $150 to buy our Disney garb if you want to come on the ship.
I told you the other day on my stream what Disney World had on their official website about dress code. You are allowed to dress up, but they still have like specific things you can and cannot do. So like you can't have a mask on, like if you wanted to be Kylo Ren or Darth Vader or something like that. Well,
really?
Good luck.
That's
You
'cause they
cannot.
want
You can't have a face mask or anything covering your face on. You can
Your
cosplay,
identity.
but you cannot do something like that. If you are going to be
Wait, you're not allowed to wear a mask at Disney?
on
Not
Disney
a full
World's
helmet. Not like a
on
full
Disney
helmet.
World's website for the
Misa
FAQ.
confused.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, right.
Misa big old confused.
I can send you the
Right.
link for it.
Well, no, but you guys know the reason for that, right? The reason is because their official cast member are going to be in all of those, like it would be difficult to identify who's
They
really
literally
part
wear
of the
name
cast.
Here's the hypocrisy in what they said though, because if you are going to cosplay, they should expect there to be people wanting photos and other things. And on their website, it states that if you are going to cosplay, you cannot take photos or do autographs with guests there, which to me makes no sense, because if you are going to cosplay while there's cast members that are all dressed up, how are you gonna not confuse the two? One, but also you'd want to take photos with other people because that's part of the experience. You're meeting other people in that same space that share that, love of Star Wars. So to me, it just doesn't make sense.
No, I totally understand that. I think that's a travesty to not be able to take photos with other guests. I think that's they need to roll that shit back. But I think also it could be, and I'm not sure if this particular cast is actually part of SAG-AFTRA. And if they are, they may have very strict rules about because it's a union, right? And Disney does have SAG-AFTRA contracts as a whole, obviously, because they employ actors all the time. And they may have some rules against competitiveness between character roles. So it could be something around those lines. It just could be for identification purposes, right?
This is why George didn't want to get big companies involved.
Well, he sold to one.
Yeah, that's the
when he was done with it.
Yeah.
Yes, and on that, who if it wasn't Disney, guys, who would you have wanted to take this franchise over?
Me.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Like now, of all the
Years
big
ago.
studios out there, right?
Years and years.
Probably
and years.
New Line. I think if New Line could have purchased
They're
it,
not big
maybe. Yeah.
Back in
Probably
the
New Line.
Warner
years ago,
Brothers.
back in the
Yeah,
day was,
exactly, Maria. Exactly. They're not big enough.
Universal
Exactly.
even, maybe.
Right. They can't
Warner
afford it.
Brothers way back in the day, like way back in the day. He was thinking about
You think
Way
Warner
back in
Brothers
the
would
day-
have done
way
better
back in the
than
day.
Disney?
That's what he was wanting to do. He was going back and forth between the head person of that and what's his name.
Yeah, I don't think Warner Brothers would have been great.
I would have said Universal.
Again, years ago, that was what he was just going back and
That
forth,
would have
and
been a
he
big
came up
mistake,
with
I
the
think.
thing.
So, hey, Maria, you were talking about SAG-AFTRA. Has everyone here seen A Quiet Place 2?
No.
Yes,
No,
Not-
but I have to tear the ears off of Gundark, so I'll return shortly.
you do that.
Okay, so I was an extra in A Quiet Place 2 when they came down to my town to film. But they didn't use me in my town. They wanted me to drive an hour and a half to film in another spot in New York.
Yep.
Because that's just how the union, whatever. I don't know.
Yes.
I live 6 minutes away, but they couldn't use me. I don't get it.
Yes.
But I was in there and we were filming the same chase scene for the whole week. But when we were done, we were all paid. I got a letter in the mail from SAG-AFTRA, and they said your name is in the system, but you have to pay $3,000 for a 1-year license.
Mm-hmm.
That's not even including travel, food, hotel to get to these extra filming spots, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why those like extra actors, they get paid big bucks because they need to compensate for the expenses that are being paid. But what you were saying with the distinguishing between the costumers and the actual actors in the Star Wars park, it's unfortunate because the 501st Legion is a fan group, but the majority of them use a character that has a helmet. So if they're not able to wear a helmet in the park, you're dividing the fan base from within right there.
Yeah, I got a good friend
I
that's
also
in
think
that. Man.
it's also like you get to dress up as characters that you personally love, and if people want to take photos with that because maybe they like those characters,
Exactly.
it's like
Yes,
I understand
no, I totally
there's the competitiveness, but it's also like we're not being paid to take photos. We're just here for the experience. We're here to encourage each other and have a good time together. So
yeah,
why can't we do that?
So, Lainey, I'm totally with you. I think that photographs, like, really, what's the big deal about photographs? But I was more addressing like the full helmet covering, and kind of like where you might, impersonate one of the official actors.
Oh yeah.
That part is the one that I'm talking about, where there might be some rules coming down from SAG-AFTRA that say they have very strict rules, bro. Like,
yeah. And I don't know about you, Maria, or Jedi Scum, or Charlie, but Lainey, I see you have a Trilla Siduri helmet. X-Wing, you and I both have helmets, so there's half of this chat that can't wear helmets in the park. Boom, 50%.
I can't even wear mine to begin with. It's cracked.
Oh no!
It came with mail completely cracked. I was gonna do an Inquisitor cosplay, and haven't been able to do that.
But there's 50% though that can't. It's a division in the group.
Right. No, and then I totally get that. I bring that other perspective of, hey guys, think about this, because I do I have my own game development company, and we do a lot of video game trailers and cutscenes and all that kind of stuff, where we have to actually write scripts, and it's like a full production. It's like producing a short film, basically, right? So I kind of know I have to abide by a lot of PGA, the Producers Guild of America, the directors. I have to abide by a lot of these guilds and a lot of these unions, and I have a lot of like different rules and how they want their actors to be treated.
Yeah.
I have to say that from the videos I've watched of this, these actors on the Starcuiser are just, they're trying their hardest. They're trying to sell it, and I don't blame them.
They're
at
the
all,
rock stars. Yeah, I've seen those videos, and I have to say the cast, they're the rock stars. Like we've seen them like really go out and like really try to engage the customers and stuff like that. So, and I mean, they got to do this.
I feel for them
like,
too, because every one of us is looking at it like, well, not every one of us, as Maria would say. There's a large population of Star Wars fans who really enjoy this. Myself personally, I guess I'm alone in this group. I'm looking at it and I'm like,
no, you're not alone.
What the dog doing? Like, what are you doing?
I try to be very positive, but on the inside, I'm screaming.
That's why I say you cannot blame the people out the front line. Like I would say for actors, you cannot blame them for something that is out of their control. They are there to do their job, and you have to start pointing the finger at the people who are actually running this and are, in the back line, just kind of hiding away, there to make money. That's it, because they are trying their hardest. They're doing what they can to make it a really good experience for those who are going right now, or anyone who plans to actually go to this. I'm sure they're trying, but I also get concerned that they're the ones who are going to take the most brutal part of it.
Yeah, they're gonna
Oh,
take
dude.
the brunt of the criticism.
Yeah.
But
Did you guys see the Chewie?
oh, I know.
X-Wing, you called it out in the video. You said his proportions are off. Ooh.
Mhm.
I looked at it.
my
I'm
boy.
like, what the hell? What the
What the hell is even that?
What the hell is even that?
This dude looks messed up, dude. And I looked at him and I was listening to Jay. He's like, dude, he's better than the one that's in the park. And I'm like, seriously?
Yep.
Because the one I was
Another
looking at on the Halcyon looked like, bro, that looked like Black Series Black Chrysanthemum. It was bad, dude. It was super bad. Apparently, I don't know. I mean, this is one of those things, when I watch Star Wars shows and stuff like that, I listen to auditory cues. I look at all these different things to see, like, does this match up? And the second I would step on the Halcyon, I'd pick everything apart. Be like, bro, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong, this is wrong over here. And they'd be like, well, this is a Star Cruiser, it's not a Star Destroyer, and we have to tell you that this is a new part of the story, and you have to understand that. And I'd be like, cool, well, I mean, there is this whole thing of respecting, 50 years of storytelling before you ever showed up. You didn't write it. You don't get to change it.
Did you hear? I think I saw a video online. Some dude walked in there and he immediately said, because there was a line of like 4 of the crew members and they're all like greeting, like, oh, welcome. And someone in the back said, why are you guys wearing nurses' outfits?
Yes. Can we please talk about the scrubs?
So I was listening to a live stream earlier. Apparently, those are the same outfits that they used for the. It's not the Hangar Bay. I'm trying to remember what the name of it was. It was Hyperspace Bay or something like that. It's where they put all of the relics, if you want to call them that, of the Star Wars props. They stuck them. What was the name of that? It was something Bay. I don't remember. But
and you could get your picture taken with like Chewie and Darth Vader there, right?
Yeah.
The Chewie there looked good. I remember from pictures I've seen.
Yeah, and so they got to hang out there. Though that's the exact same cast member outfit. Apparently, they just recycled it and stuck them on the Halcyon people.
But X-Wing, you also brought up in your video too about the astromech droid is like called SK something.
Apparently, it's not an R2 unit.
or an R4 or an R8 or something.
No, it's an SK. And wasn't SK the designation for the droid in Solo?
Oh,
It was LE 3
L3, wasn't it?
Yeah,
L3.
L3.
It's
Yeah.
L3. Okay, all right.
She was sassy.
Sorry, I did not like that movie. I was not big into Solo. I was not a Solo guy. Yeah.
Damn,
How you doing, Jake?
I'm
Good to see you,
How's
brother.
everybody else doing? What's up? How's everybody?
Oh, we're
doing?
just
Hey, Jay.
salting the meat as we go.
Salty. Just dropping
Yeah.
some vintage sodium chloride on it.
Yeah.
Sodium
You know,
chloride.
Salt bang.
Just yeah.
Salt bang.
But yeah, I'm doing good. I'm just seeing how's everybody doing. Doing all good. Enjoying Star Wars. stuff,
Launch Bay.
hopefully.
Sorry, Launch Bay. There we
Launch
go.
Bay.
That's
Launch Bay. BAE.
Salt Bay, Launch Bay.
Launch Bay.
No, I was trying to remember the name of the damn bay. Anyways. So how you feeling, Jake? Have you gotten your reservation yet?
No, hell no. And I'll tell you right now, I've been following a lot of stuff in multiple spots and a lot of different outlets that have been covering the Star Wars Hotel, the Galactic Star.
Are you 45, by the way?
No, I'm 33. I'm gonna be 34.
Okay, I was just making sure. No, I'm
man.
trying to get a gauge on what Disney was thinking when they were talking about fans.
No,
So.
I think honestly, this Star Cruiser is geared towards families that are a lot more better off, maybe a little bit higher income, more than likely. But I also think that it's for people that aren't diehard Star Wars fans like we are, or like the majority of people out there. Because here's the thing, and I've watched a variety of videos.
Maria's calling it out.
Maria's like, I'm triggered.
The buyer persona.
The thing is that
That's
there's
what
a
I
lot.
said.
There's a lot of stuff that I've seen in a lot of multiple reviews. Especially a lot of reviews that have yet to be really like critical of this thing, that showcase that the people that put this together really don't care about being authentic Star Wars. They want to be Star Wars in association. They want to be Star Wars, but with word of mouth and also stuff that's current right now. With current thing being obviously the Disney sequel trilogy. As much as we would love to see that classic trilogy, prequels, maybe extending Universal Legends stuff implemented into it, we'll never get that because that's just not Disney's motif.
We will never get Legends.
We'll never get that type of Star Wars experience. Like
the only Legends we're getting is if they throw in Thrawn because they know Thrawn would sell.
I don't even think we're not
gonna.
Honestly.
Yeah, even then, like.
Yeah, we are.
We're getting it in the shows, but
no, in the shows, but not in like the whole.
Oh, not in a park.
Right. But in any, and that's what kind of like that's what upsets me is because I freaking love the legend, like the expanded universe and everything behind it. I love the timeline. I love the characters, everything.
Disney wants to make that big. Put in
Disney's
over.
Yeah. See,
Mar
someone
Jade,
who understands me.
Female
Someone
Jedi
who knows me.
I'm just saying, like.
I've seen that one forever.
What the hell was that?
That's actually every time Mara Jade.
Everything is describing my reaction to any time I hear Mara Jade in a sentence. Because I am the biggest, I am the most
greatest freak
diehard
I'd ever
fan
remember.
ever.
Well, I tell you, I think that if they ever did bring Mara Jade into the
they
actual
would make fat freaking bank off
Big bag.
of her.
Yes, but I don't think they would ever put her with Luke. She would be completely different.
If they rewrote it, I have literally I have written this down in my notepad somewhere. So many different takes that they could do on this and still fit it in. I don't even want to say this, but into the sequel trilogy. Mm-hmm. They could do stuff with it. But will they? No.
By the way,
we don't know that yet. We don't know that yet.
Something. Did you guys see the thing about the lightsaber? Obviously the retractable lightsaber with that was so overhyped. Like it's overhyped that it's kind of sad with what we're seeing come out about this thing because not only can it only really be used for 2 seconds.
They spent $7 million on designing that lightsaber for her to open it and stick it on the ground and then pick up another one.
Okay, screw that one. Gotta grab this one.
So, give me a real lightsaber.
So as somebody that's been in the saber community, I know a lot about the custom lightsaber lines. I can tell you right now that what they have going on is eons better than what Disney is creating.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I feel you on that one.
Right.
NeoPixel technology. It's the creme de la creme.
That's what they should be using. Honestly, they should be using that. You should be going to to Vader's Vault.
Here's the thing: there's somebody in the community. I forget his name, but he was playing around with NeoPixel strip technology and a lightsaber pike, and basically a blade that falls back into the pike. So
I like that guy. He's cool.
It was able to be a NeoPixel blade with the scrolling effects, but it sunk back into the hilt. Mm-hmm. It's constantly developing this technology.
Yeah, but the reason he could do that is because the pike was freaking.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying. Eventually, we'll get NeoPixels that we can duel with, full on contact.
That was sweet.
You know,
isn't that what Xenopixels are now?
Xenopixels?
No, I thought not.
No, Xenopixel is just a change of the board to make it cheaper.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Xenopixel, that was the configuration with the board. But like I was saying before, the guy that created Profi, he did it in his garage.
I'm sorry.
Good?
No, I'm good.
This is classic Hawks.
This is just a good friend of mine. Just fucking.
Oh, Hawks.
He's
back.
He's one partner as well in Pod. Never mind, you'd have to watch another stream.
I mean, the bottom line is
you must contradict yourself.
See, even Darth Weavin had a point in the chat. They could have had Mara instead of Rey, but it's Disney.
There could have been a lot of things. We're getting best of Sean.
But they might have messed her up like they did Rey. Do we want that?
No. If they are gonna spend the time to write in, to bring in things from Legends, like Kylo Ren, who they named Ben, which was Mara and Luke's son, even though it's supposed to be they should have had the twins and their son because Mara dies. they bring in all these little things from Legends, yet will not bring in the freaking big guns.
Real talk. This is why I said that Disney should have did like what DC did with their multiple like universe things, where they give those animated things, those animated like features, where you get those Legend stories or those extended universe stories, even though they're not part of the main canon, you still get a rendition of them in some form. That'd be amazing. Like, I want a Shadows of the Empire like that. I've been dying for that for years, or some form, even to bring that into canon. But I would love to see Heir to the Empire like that, Dark Empire. I would love to see all this stuff.
Her storyline is so good too. Like that whole transition from her as a child being taken by Palpatine from her parents, because she practically had no choice but to do that. Then seeing her time in the Empire, to seeing, you know, when we get Return of the Jedi, seeing it build up to what it is now, like getting her take on it, it would add so much, and it would be so cool to see her train with Luke. And shit, they could, I'm sorry, pardon my language, but shit, they could have her with like meet Mando and see Grogu, because you know we see that he's
I saw this.
Process.
Make Mara Jade the mother figure.
You guys are talking about good storytelling and adding an awesome aspect to Star Wars, and this is what you get. This is what you're gonna get.
$6,000, right?
Mara Jade Mummy.
Because
I know you hear about the rock stacking? Did you hear about the rock stacking though? There's rock stacking, son.
Yeah, in the atmosphere simulator or the climate simulator.
Yeah, but I can understand that though. Like, you don't want to be like claustrophobic, like in a place where you're constantly like closed in all the time.
Yeah, no, you want to go outside in the middle of July in Florida when it's 200 degrees with 99% humidity.
True.
Damn.
In a climate simulator and stack rocks.
You know what I would want to see if they ever brought Mara Jade in?
Star Wars, for once.
Well, okay, so how we see in the sequel trilogy this whole Force dyad between Rey and Kylo, there should be that between her and Palpatine, because even when he died, he sent her that message, like trying to trick her, saying Luke was the one that killed me, and that was what caused her, you know, to go hunt him down. I would want to see those things happen and see that conflict with her.
What's that symbol on the floor that they're dancing on?
Oh, that's
we've gone over it. We've gone over it. We've gone over it.
You gone over it? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm leaving this up because, you know, we're talking all this cool Star Wars stuff, but this is what you have.
And this is what we're doing.
Fastest way to
This
get
is your Star Wars.
This is what everybody said is worth the dive-in price. It's like, nah, bro, come on.
According to Chapstick, this is the way.
This is not the way.
No, this is not.
This is very much not the way.
Well, this wasn't Chapek's idea. This was Iger's.
Well, thank God he's gone. But it doesn't matter. That bowling ball started rolling.
Yeah, he's long. Like I don't know.
Actually, no.
I was never a Bob Iger fan. Not once.
Wasn't Iger the one that originally wanted the original trilogy lands, though, and then Kathleen Kennedy convinced him otherwise?
No,
that's how it went.
No, just the opposite.
Oh, the opposite.
Yes.
Okay,
this is what they should have done. They should have taken one of their. They should have taken one of their cruise ships and done it that way.
That would have been cool. I'm not gonna lie. That would have been interesting.
They should have done this on a cruise ship. And dude, this would have been completely fine on a cruise ship. I don't know what in my brain justifies this. If this was on an actual cruise ship, I would have been like, oh, okay, yeah, it's a cruise ship.
Makes sense. It would make sense.
Totally makes sense.
It's a cruiser.
Or if they made a Star Wars hotel that like every room had a different theme, or every floor had a different theme of a planet or something like that you could stay at that's close to Batuu, you know.
Like an Epcot. Like in Epcot, where you go to like the different lands and you had like different areas that are different planets.
Epcot.
You know what's annoying about this though?
Richmond, do you have an idea of what it costs to go on one of the actual cruises? Because I don't know if you do know how much one of those Disney cruises is, because I think it's around the same amount of money.
That was a couple grand, like at least $2 to $3 grand.
Yeah, I think I tried to book one once for my fiance and I, and it was like $5 or $6 grand. But here's the thing: you get to go on a boat on the ocean and go to freaking like the Caribbean and all kinds of different locations, as opposed to staying in LA or wherever it is, Florida.
This is the thing about this hotel though, is that you can only go to Galaxy's Edge. You can't go to the other parks while you're staying these 2 days. That's
You can only go to Batu.
bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
you only go to Batu, and like you're not able to visit the rest of Disney, which I think I get the immersion part of it. But if you're going to have me spending such a steep price over there to do stuff, I want to be able to move around on my own if I'm spending that type of money. Like it just feels like you're spending money to be restricted almost, even though you want this like specific experience.
Live Long just hit this on the head so freaking hard. This is the only way I think I can really describe my feeling. It just baffles me how they hang on to their failed projects because they can't admit to being wrong. They just dig deeper and deeper. This is what I feel like a dad that walks out and sees their son, who they love. I love my son. Star Wars is my son. I walk out and I see Star Wars out there with just dog shit all over his face. And I'm like, bro, did you pick up a piece of dog poop and try to eat it? And the kid's got dog poop all over his face. He's like, nah, I didn't do that. And I'm like, I can see the dog poop on your face. And the kid's like, nah, dude, I didn't do that, dude. I didn't do that. And I'm like, there's a video on YouTube of you smearing dog shit on your face. And the little kid's like, nah, I didn't do that, dude. I don't even know. It's like
dirt.
Cake.
Chocolate. I found it outside.
This is literally why I say the fans should be in control of this stuff and not Disney.
It will never happen because Disney paid a couple $2 billion for it. They ain't never going to let nobody else.
This is why
control it.
I'm going to try to do an inside job. I will literally apply to work as a writer, and I will write my ass off some great ass Star Wars content. And I will.
You will never meet a more
literally
wretched
put it out
hive
there.
of scum and villainy as the Disney.
They'll kick you out the second you say Mara Jade.
No,
no, they won't.
Just pull a Jeopardy.
Well, I was-
join the resistance.
It is.
I was even
very
saying a
difficult.
Camino themed hotel, just like white.
That'd be sick if you
You
did.
know, look out the window. There's the rain.
Yeah. Listen,
Yeah.
it is very, very,
goes
very,
like what?
very difficult
Right.
to become a Star Wars writer or writer
I
for
will try my
Lucasfilm.
hardest.
Anyway, trust me on that one.
How is it
It's
hard?
really
We're gonna
They
fund
literally
a fan
just throw
film.
shit at the wall and they're like, fuck it. Yeah, that'll work.
That's a story.
Usually, it all comes from
Who
like,
should be
okay,
our main character? I don't know. I was thinking
it's
maybe
all
like a rock.
popularity. Yeah, it's
Oh,
all
good
popularity
idea.
contest.
What should we
okay?
call the
And it
ship?
comes from-
Ship. Oh my god, good idea.
This is
It
why
comes
we're going
from
to
the
fund
executive
a fan
producers. The
How is
executive
this
producers
hard?
pick the writers, and
We
that's
are
it.
going to
How it
fund
works.
a fan film now, and we're going to
It's
make
literally
it 10
the
times
lowest
better
hanging
than
fruit
what Star Wars
that's
puts out.
possible. And the problem is too, I read that book and I didn't even hate it. But you literally called a rock geode and you called a ship the vessel. Like, this is not a tough creative process. Let's come up with the best idea that we can. We can subvert their expectations by calling our characters what they are.
They call them Cat and Mallet.
Are you fucking kidding me? Sorry.
The Mandalorian, Din Djarin, he is
You're
the
cursing
Mandalorian.
again.
I
He can't control it. He's in a fit of
He
rage.
can't. He is. He's raging out.
It's okay. I
It'd
am.
be all right.
too.
I don't know what else to say at this point.
It's
you know?
just sad. It's sad for some people because look, this thing is going to make some money for the people that can afford to go to it
That's gonna pay
after
for
all
it.
this stuff. Right? But
It's gonna pay
Don't
for
do
it.
something
majority of
about
people,
it.
the majority of people are going to be like, hell no. They're not going to pay that much money for this type of experience, especially after seeing it now and all the videos are coming out, pretty much showing you what the experience is. You go watch it on YouTube and you're good. You save yourself $6,000 pretty much without being there, without getting all the food and stuff, which I hear
Some
the food
dude
is
yelled
okay.
at me at Twitter today and said, well, the phones have been held up for 7 hours today, so that contradicts your narrative, sir.
Yeah, sure.
7
I'm like,
hours
they're
of
probably held up
complaints.
for 7 hours of cancellations, you freaking jagamoff.
I mean,
Welcome to Twitter, the cesspool.
it's just
Right?
Twitter. There's like
Oh,
whatever.
that's why you can't have nice things on the internet.
Like we said earlier, it's like they made it more for the Disney influencers and those people than they really did for the Star Wars
For the
fans.
Disney
'cause-
customer. The
That's
Disney
it. I'm gonna
customer's the one that
break
spends
out my
money.
cosplay, break
hardcore.
out my camera,
The
break
ones that
Mark
out
my
are
words.
Disney
a
fans, though.
ticket
This
to
does
break
not
out a
last.
ticket to Nevada, and me and X-Wing are gonna do some cool ass photos.
Listen,
Promotion.
I said it when I came in, guys. This isn't for us. It's for the new fans and the fans that the sequel trilogy brought in. And most of those people, they make a lot of money.
No, I don't think all of them though.
I mean,
I'm
there's-
super
all of
glad
them.
to hear
You-
that Star Wars is no
Yeah.
longer for people, it's for people with money. I'm just real stoked to hear that.
But you do have a you do have a right point though, with it being for the newer fans, because I do believe that when the prequels were coming out, if there was a prequel themed hotel, the OT fans would have flipped their shit.
But
I don't think so.
it
Would have been bad.
I don't think
I don't
it's
even think
fair
so.
because
It would have felt like Star Wars.
Yeah.
It would have felt more
I
like
don't-
Star Wars.
I don't think
maybe
it's
because
fair
the
though
movie-
Why
because
doesn't it now then?
And George
Well, that's to
George
those
wouldn't
people.
George wouldn't have done that because back then they still knew how to. Lucasfilm still knew how to cater to the OT fans, even while the prequels were the main focus of production. So I mean, they were still making the EU books, merchandise. So I mean, he wouldn't have done that. I don't think.
Middle of the original trilogy in the prequel trilogy.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm just
we gotta,
saying in that
we gotta
alternate
say goodbye to the
reality,
guy, Charlie Thomas. I'm sorry,
Oh.
my brother. You're heading out to a DC panel.
Ooh,
Yes.
have fun, dude.
I got to get up at 5 a.m. and interview John Schneider.
There you go.
Nice.
Get it
Not
done.
bad,
Get it
man.
done,
Get
Charlie.
it.
Boy.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, sorry. I wish I could sit here and talk about this atrocity of a ship. That's if I can't say anything good, I just won't say anything. So
There you go.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna
I hear you.
down. You all are awesome, and in the chat as well.
Thank you, Charlie.
You guys have a good one, okay?
Have
All right,
fun.
Charlie.
You-
Have a
you
good
too.
night, brother.
Later.
Ninja Vanish.
We'll see you.
No Ninja Vanish there. So I need to work on that.
There it is. I
It's
need a little
delayed.
smoke bomb video where I can just hit that and then he's gone when he leaves.
Delayed Ninja Vanish. It's like laggy Ninja Vanish.
Anyway, yeah, we've beaten this thing to death. It sucks. That's the only way I know how to describe it. They basically created something that's not for fans of Star Wars. It's for new fans of Star Wars. And beyond that, it's not just for new fans of Star Wars. It's for rich new fans of Star Wars.
That's what
And
it is.
I don't know any other way to get around it. It's a massive money grab. It's a bastardization of 50 years of storytelling. It's an offense. It's an offense to Star Wars fans everywhere.
Be surprised.
I'm
I don't
not.
know.
I'm not really surprised.
I think
Shouldn't
I'm
be-
not surprised
Shouldn't be
because
surprised by
Why would
anything
you be
Disney
well,
does.
because when I think of Galaxy's Edge, it's the same thing. Like it's not even
Sequel,
tailored
yeah.
to like people
It's
who
sequel
like
trilogy.
Yeah, it's
But
all
that's
just
at least
sequel
on
stuff.
par with Disney and what they do.
You at least
Here's
got
a
the
park,
Falcon right
come
there.
in, spend
How-
money.
How would you
Falcon, but
expect
it's
it to be any
junk.
different, though, X-Wing?
It's junk according to Ray.
Why would you expect this to be any different than Galaxy's Edge theme park, which is completely sequel trilogy?
Yeah.
themed? Why
I would
would
have
we expect
expected.
this to be
I would have
different?
expected a $6,000 experience or $4,000 to $6,000 experience to be
Uh-huh.
premium.
Yeah.
I would have expected it to be more.
well,
and this is not.
Well,
Not
like I
feels
said, I
so
mean,
cheap.
most like cruises, like let's just think of this as like a waterless cruise that's wrapped around a LARP situation, right? Most of those are around the same price. I put it in the chat earlier. It was like $1,000 a night for a Disney Starline cruise.
So what do you get more here than you get in Batu?
I
You
would
get
say very little.
merchandise. I know that you have stuff to buy. You
Line
also get
dancing.
The hotel.
Stuff to buy
Thank
for,
you.
a
Hotel
very
and
expensive price.
Whoops.
The food, the performances. That's the other thing too. You can only see
Yeah.
those performances there.
And I mean, for these people, they seem to have had a lot of fun. They seem to have, their kids definitely had a lot of fun.
Also, the ARG. That's the
Yeah.
other part about it.
Hey,
the
what do you
quest.
say?
The quest is that we get.
Get in here, Rob.
Active role play.
He's like, you're not paying attention to me in the chat. I don't know if he's talking to me or if he's talking to chat.
He
What's
says,
he
please,
saying?
can we not talk about this on Wednesday?
He really is adamant about that.
And then echo. I don't know.
But wasn't the dining area with the live entertainment, wasn't that meant to be in Galaxy's Edge for free
Yeah.
or whatever? And they
Apparently.
they moved it to this.
Well,
Time-
and that's Matt Risman, the mod of my community. The big thing he says, because he actually knows how these Disney park works and stuff. He was like, everything that they put on that was supposed to be in Galaxy's Edge, and then they stuck it behind a paywall.
Yeah, that's not what it feels like.
We'll take
So-
everything.
I mean, it's
didn't
not
go
like
to
Galaxy's Edge is
and
cheap.
put in This.
So for Galaxy's Edge, though, at least with Galaxy's Edge, they offer a little bit more with the references to the past movies, even if they're not showing it as like a show or something. Like if you go into Doc Ondar's, you see a Nexu head on the wall. Boom! Attack of the Clones. You know, you go over and you can drink green
they
or
sprinkle
blue
it.
milk.
You can see
Or
Mando's
tea,
helmet
blue milk.
in there.
Yeah.
You know,
And
They
and and
They
and,
sprinkle some things, yeah.
and they have merchandise that you can buy your niece and nephew or your niece a Princess Leia doll or an Ahsoka
Yeah.
doll
Or a Luke's
or
lightsaber,
lightsabers.
right?
yeah, exactly. I mean, or or a Jedi holocron. A lot of stuff from the animated, the Filoni stuff. Is there to be bought. So
There's
there's
still
only
more.
like a
There's
few
just more
exclusive
effort
things
in
there
it.
in the galaxy, in the star was it the hotel itself. There's only a few like specific merchandise you can only get there, which is the new lightsaber with the hill, and I think
lot of the
also
clothing.
either a holocron or some other stuff that I saw that people were showing in their videos. It's like
If
a
the
little
holocron
store.
is the size of the holocron they're showing in the video, I don't want to buy one. It's bigger than the freaking Razor Crest I just bought. That thing is
Something like
freaking
that.
Look at
huge.
Yeah, that thing is huge. That thing behind you is huge. Woo!
I saw some
Nice.
theme.
Very
Excellent, so
nice.
proud of
Very
myself.
nice.
I saw some female fans on Twitter that were excited because some of the costumes they were selling in the Star Cruiser looked like stuff like Padme wore in the prequels. Like
Yeah,
there was like
the cloak.
yeah, there was a cloak.
Yep.
There's this really nice girl that's on Twitter that she has a blog. She's had a blog probably like for 15 years. I remember years ago back when the prequels were coming out. I remember reading her blog and she was trying to see if anybody that she knew was a friend of hers that was going on this could get her that cloak because she was such a Padme fan, and I hope somebody hooked it up for her because she's such a Padme fan, and that excited her because they should sell it in Galaxy's Edge, but that's another story.
And that's the thing. Like, bottom line, like we can dislike this all we want, but we do have to kind of acknowledge that this timeline that they're working with and the fans that have come to Star Wars have come through that this is their version of what the OT was for like someone like me.
Please don't go this way. I can show you the world.
You know how to use one of those?
Yeah, you pull the trigger.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
That caught me off guard. That was funny.
That was a triple.
But still,
I got a triple.
It's still
quiet now.
Made me mad.
It's still weird to me that it's set between The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, there's a lot of contradictory things with that. Like certain
Yeah,
stuff.
Kylo has his helmet back, even though he just destroyed it in
there's
the
a-
middle
here's
of the
the
last
thing about that,
episode.
actually.
It's kind of sad that we have to tear it down. That's the thing about movies. I always like.
Yeah.
If he had his helmet back, it should have been the cracked one.
Yeah, it should have been the crack one. That would have been kind of cool.
But
even then, like, it's still contradictory because like you don't get that until you see him doing it in the movie. If this is like right between those two movies, he obviously wouldn't have done that. But I'm willing to overlook stuff like that, suspension of disbelief, if it was actually good.
I see your chat, Cobra, for sure. I'm not a huge fan of the dude. Attacked a homie when he had almost no subs, and anybody who has a big YouTube channel and goes after somebody who has less than 100 subs to try to prove a point or do whatever, I don't like you.
I don't have respect.
Yeah, that's not
for
cool.
Yeah.
Well, also,
I didn't
also
know
the
what
fact that
happened with that.
he did his challenge thing trying to find that black kyber crystal. Someone bought him a crystal, and it was the actual one. And his reaction was like, "No way,
Thanks,
I got
Alex.
it." It wasn't like, "Oh, thank you, you did it." No, it was like, "Cool, I
Some
can't
people are
believe
funny
the
like
challenge
that.
is over."
Some people are funny
You
like
know?
that on YouTube.
Yeah.
A cast member handed him that black kyber crystal. Anyways, so
But
we've been going for almost 2 hours. Almost 2 hours. Literally just grifting about this hotel. I want to be done with it after this. I know there's going to be a lot of YouTubers that keep it rolling a long time. Unless something else drastic comes out, I think I want to be done with it. I want to say my piece. I'm never going there. I couldn't afford it even if I wanted to. So let's say our piece. Let's call it. Let's end it. Let's move on. Lainey?
I mean, that's basically how I feel. I'm a broke college student. I couldn't even afford to, leave my city if I wanted to. So don't expect me to be there anytime soon.
All right. Made for Star Wars fans. JT, what do you think?
I don't know. I think we toppled it pretty good. There's nothing really more to say, honestly. Even to revisit it.
Here's the accepting side of the fan base that never grifts or does anything bad. You want your binky back? The accepting, shilly side of Star Wars. They love you. Jake, what do you got to say?
I think that the proof is in the pudding. I think you could see exactly the value, and see everybody's like opinion on that with all the videos that have been coming out now that the embargo's lifted, even with a lot of the kind of like sprinkling of like positivity from a lot of influencers that are going there. By the way, influencers that are going there, not paying a dime to go cover this thing and stay over there for the couple days that they had.
Yeah,
the
that's why I
point
don't
is
trust
that
it.
I think that all you need to do is just look at what there's coming out of there, and you'll see exactly you'll know exactly whether you want to spend that type of money or not for that type of experience. It's nobody else could really kind of put it any better than that.
Well, if you can't afford it, it's not for you. That's what the Disney exec said. It's not for you, bro.
You're not
There's plenty
rich
of other
enough.
stuff. There's plenty of other stuff you poor
You don't
people can
have
afford in the park.
Money, yeah.
I know Universal's doing a good deal with
I
Harry
don't have
Potter.
enough
World,
money to get chicken nuggies.
Maria, closing statement.
Closing statement is, I think we all agree that this is trash for the most of us, but we should also just be mindful that it's not trash for some folks and just be respectful of that.
All right, Jedi.
Yeah, I don't really have anything more to add that everybody else said. It's out of my price range. But I mean, I'm personally I've saved up for Celebration in May, so I'm looking forward to that. That's more of a fun fan experience for me than the Starcuiser ever would be. And like you said, we've covered everything, and there's a lot of great stuff to look forward to. Kenobi, Bad Batch Season 2, Mando. So, we got a lot of positive stuff to look forward to. So, I think we should focus on that.
For sure. All right.
That ain't the quack to calling the stifling slimy.
Nice reference. I love it. Yeah, my closing statement, man. This is just again, this is Disney now. This is Star Wars. This is what we're gonna get. This is how this is gonna go. Hopefully it gets better moving forward. I don't know that it will, but hey, look, if you want to enjoy Star Wars, like what we've made, and spend your goddamn money.